All right, I am here with Kat Hassapis, rising senior on the women's soccer team, a team that made the NCAA tournament for the first time last year. Kat was a big part of that. Goalie team had 10 shutouts. She was second team, all Northeast 10. Kat, thank you very much for joining me today and to take some time to answer a few questions for me. So that being said, let's jump right into the questions. First question I have for you are kind of related to that tournament bid. It was a stellar year for your team, and then that culminated being selected to the program's first ever NCAA tournament. What do you think were some of the keys to the team's success?
So I think one of the major things for our success was perseverance through adversity. So at the beginning of the season, we definitely were off to a rocky start. A few games in, we lost our starting senior captain to an ankle injury, and she was a big part of our offensive line. We had trouble putting away goals in the beginning of the season. Defensively, I think our shape was a little bit rocky to start off. So despite being 2-5, we continued to battle our way back and to save our season, and we wound up having a 5 games, no goals against streak with an 8-game winning streak. So I think that was a big part, is just persevering through it all and just finding our team unity. And I think we can truly say that we didn't give up even after being 2-5. So
yeah, you definitely took that start and turned it right around, and that was such a great story. And we were also so happy for you guys that you were able to turn that season around and then just really excel from there. What was going through your mind as you sat in that room with all your teammates before the announcement of the NCAA tournament field? Was there the expectation that the team would get selected, or was there a little bit of doubt in your minds?
Honestly, I was just extremely proud of everyone. To be considered for the NCAA tournament was a huge accomplishment for us, because the season before we didn't even make the playoffs. So being selected for the tournament was a huge accomplishment for us. I think sitting in that moment, I was pretty confident that we were going to make it. I think looking at the stats and a lot of the different things, I think we had a really good shot at it. But if you had asked me that game 7 of our season, I definitely would not think that we'd be sitting there getting selected.
So then eventually when you saw Bentley flash across that screen, it set off a pretty wild celebration for you and your teammates. What was sharing that moment with all your teammates like?
Honestly, it was like pretty indescribable. I don't know if I could really put it into words. I think, like I just mentioned, coming from a previous season where we didn't even make playoffs, to bounce back like that and to make playoffs, make a run in playoffs, then be selected for the tournament, to have that 7-game winning streak after being 2-5. I think there was just a lot of things to be proud of, not even just looking at our record and things like that, just like the little milestones for us. I think we accomplished a lot of things that we set out to do at the beginning of the season. It might have taken us a little longer than we had hoped, but I think it was just such an incredible moment. There were people jumping on chairs, lots of hugging. I think I saw some tears. To see my coach's face when we got selected was just a great day.
The shutdown also eliminated spring practices, the time when the team is able to practice together before departing for the summer. How are you and your teammates planning to stay sharp so you'll be ready once once August comes and the games and practices hopefully will start resuming?
Yeah, so I briefly mentioned we do like a weekly team Zoom. We set goals, so we'll send out a fitness test or like a fitness packet and be like, this is your week's target, so try to reach this goal. Basically just making sure that people are staying on track. I mean, you're going to need a little bit more of a internal motivation just because we are not able to physically meet. I've actually been able to meet, luckily I live in Mass, obviously, so it's a lot of us are from the area. Mm-hmm. So I actually got to meet up with like 2 or 3 girls, and we did like a social distancing practice. We're looking forward to hopefully trying to do a couple more of those for the people that are a little bit local. And then for those who aren't, we're setting up online Zoom meetings where you keep track of your targets, what fitness tests you've done, and then stuff like that. So
final question for you, Kat. What went into your decision to choose Bentley when you were deciding on what college to attend?
So I looked at a few places. I knew I definitely wanted to stay local. I didn't want to be too far from home. I actually want to take over a family company, so I knew that I definitely wanted to do business. And so obviously Bentley is a great business school. Academics and athletics, I wanted a balance of both. I knew my education was still like really important to me, but I knew I 100% wanted to play soccer wherever I was going to go. Bentley's 35 minutes from my house, so it's just kind of the perfect fit. And when I went, I knew pretty much on my tour that I was going to apply ED to go there. So,
Kat, thank you so much for joining me today, and appreciate you taking some time to discuss your women's soccer career and your Bentley experience.